Well, hello everybody and welcome to Classic Hot Rod TV, and this, the 9th running of the English Championship for this year, and here on the 2nd of July, Saturday, it is the big one. This is the National Championship for the Classics. We have 28 cars here for today's meeting. The defending champion we will come across shortly is 333 Lee Wood with his immaculate HPV there. And let's have a look around the pits today to see who's around and what the drivers think of today's racing, and indeed what could be the changeable weather conditions that they could be facing today. Well, the first driver we can see is the man who's locally from Hendersonville, and that is 257 Andrew Willis, or at least around from the Birmingham area. Andrew being one of the later drivers to arrive this morning with his now famous Austin 830, powered, as you can see, by the 2-litre Pinto engine. And Andrew here again with us today. Good afternoon to you, Andrew, or good morning even at this point of the day. I do feel like it has been a long day already, seeing that I left at 3:30. What time did you leave?
I think it was about 7:30.
Oh, you left it late then?
It was a fast ride.
Well, I'm sure it was. And how did you feel things went from last weekend at Hendersonville?
It went well. I mean, obviously every time I take it out, it's just another learning curve, learning what the car does, lights and braking, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I learned it went well in the wet, because of the weight of it. So.
You quite like that. Are you going to be one of those doing a rain dance today?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. And of course, today will be the first time that you'll be racing off the front.
Yeah.
You'll be racing against your buddy Cara then.
Yeah.
A bit of a direct benchmark to see who of you in the old school Austins will come out the best.
Yeah, I'm sure if I get a tap into the first corner, I know it is.
Well, good luck to you today, Andrew, and enjoy the racing no matter what.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. Right then, Jaden, so taking a close look again at Andrew's car, you can see that right down the front he's opened up the holes on the car just to add a little bit more of the opportunity to keep the engine cool, because otherwise in this diminutive little machine the engine otherwise could get quite hot. So wise moves by Andrew to replicate some of the actual circuit cars with the design of the body in this machine. So there we are, that's the Austin A30 of Andrew Willis, 257. Now over on this side you can see the first of well, again, one of the non-Ford races that we have today. And from Derbyshire, we welcome 31 Steve Gooding, who, hello Steve. You actually were not only surprising the crowd, but indeed yourself, with your performance that you were putting in with this car last Sunday at Hendersonville.
Yes, we were. I was anyway.
Yes. What have you done to the car or the engine to have enhanced its performance?
I've not done anything with the engine. I altered a few things after Scotland when it got there.
Yes, it did get...
And it seems to be working. It worked well at Ipswich the other week, so let's see how it goes today.
Good, good. So, contrary to popular belief, there isn't new power housing in there at all.
It's still the same one that was in the beginning of the year.
Yes. And what would you think, therefore, has given you that, what seems to be that extra power? Is it more to do with...
handling, I think, more than it...
Right.
You can get your foot down quick enough, quicker than you used to, and it doesn't not knocking out the front tyres.
Right, right.
So we'll see.
Okay, okay. Well, I mean, again, you're starting off the C grade, the white top position today, and it's going to be busy there out at the front. There's another 3 of you racing from white top, but probably a bigger grid actually sometimes goes to your advantage, would you say?
It could do. Well, wait and see. We'll see who's in front and who's where and what, and see how they all get going. See if we can get round them and get gone.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
I'm going to try anyway.
Well, enjoy it anyway. Thank you. All right.
Go.
Well, one of the professional-looking teams that we've got here is that from the south coast of England. This is 265 Ray Harding, and Ray, as you can see, along with all of his team here, is looking very much the part with the little green monster t-shirt now, befitting his nickname. And I understand that you've actually done quite a bit of work on this car this coming week, Ray.
Yeah, we've changed all the suspension around again. Just trying different things really, and see if we can get it to go round a bit better. Its engine's pulling well, we're hoping that we think we had a problem with the diff as well at Aldershot. It was pushing us in too far, so we've obviously got a different diff for today, but this is the one we was running at Hendersford the other day, which it seemed to be working at Hendersford for us, Rob. So
Yeah. I mean, the car itself has been befitting of your team and all your sponsors and helpers that you have. I mean, it'd be very befitting of a professional-looking job. The car looks absolutely A1, which is to your credit. And
it's just me that lets it down.
Well, this time last year, it was quite a story, though, wasn't
it? It was, yeah. What a dream having a win up here last year.
A win, and you were celebrating your birthday in that week as well.
40th. 50th birthday that weekend. And a third and an eighth in the national final. So
it would be great to repeat something like that today, wouldn't it?
It would be great. It would be lovely. But,
we'll see how things go. Would you be one for keeping it dry, or would you like to do a rain dance?
I'd like to keep it dry.
You would? Okay.
I know the rain makes it a more even, playing field, but I don't like the rain personally. I get wet.
Yeah.
Get my beard wet.
Yeah, don't want to be doing that. But thanks for your time and enjoy your day.
Problem. Cheers, Rob.
Thank
you. Guys.
All
Take care.
So, moving on from the jockey to the race, and very quickly, if we may, we'll have a quick word with Dave Fry. This is our Silver Fox, who races in classic hot rods. Have you had much work to do on the car since Hendersford, Dave?
Just an oil leak about the engine. Hopefully we sorted it. Won't really know.
Did you feel though that it was a wise thing to do to pull out of the final last week just in case?
Well, yeah, because it started to pick up on the rear main bearings, so we had to change those as well. So,
yeah. Now I would imagine that you would actually prefer it if it stayed dry today, would you?
I don't mind really. Yeah, obviously it's better in the dry, but
yeah,
because got some decent wet. So
this is it, because I was thinking that rather akin to it being more like nighttime racing. You're not too keen on that these days, are you?
No, not really.
So. But other than that, I mean, like the performance that you did put in the heats last week at Hendersford, it was quite impressive. You stayed ahead of Darren Owen, and that's a great benchmark, really.
Yeah, well, it's improving.
Well, you've been there and done that, so.
I know, but I got left behind a bit, and we were sort of trying.
But you haven't given up yet.
Not yet.
All right, Dave. Have a great day. Thank you very much for your time. Okay. So I'm from one of the men who has been a Silver Roof campaigner in the English Series down the years, and this is the car of Tom Stilly. This is the former car of Tim Foxlow. Thomas is still racing this car with the Crossflow engine in 1700. Races very well. He's won 6 out of 6 races in Ireland with this car at Tipperary and at Tully Rowan, and really I'm sure that he'd be looking to do extremely well with it again. One of the things that is particular about Thomas's performance this year is the fact that he came second in both the English and the Scottish Series championships. Correction, that was a third place, I should say. Third he came in both England and Scotland. So a great performance by Thomas. And, word to have a word with us on the Classic on TV, but you must be very pleased with how things are going this year.
If it keeps going the way it's going, you know, it's been good. 6 finishes, 6 wins.
Yeah.
2 thirds, 2 championships. Definitely can't complain. Both them championships I started well back and I came through the third, so the car has it in it. We'll just have to wait to see what it's like around Ipswich.
Going at Hendersford last week, as I say, it was a great benchmark, great encouragement for the way that you're able to keep with the 2 litres, with the Crossflow engine. And one of the features of that final was the way that you got by Harry Stewart.
Yeah. Starting 6 or 7 rows back, it's very daunting when you look at the cars in front of you. As the race progressed, the car come on. As the race progressed, the car got easier driven.
Yeah.
So it's one of them cars that seems to be able to go the distance maybe better than some of the other cars.
It's interesting that you've said that, because the previous owner Tim Foxlow used to say the same.
I find that the car's at its peak at the end of the race.
Yeah.
You know, and every time I finish a race, I just wish there was not 10 laps. You know, so.
Well, it's interesting, a very interesting insight there, Tom, and obviously got to be one of the leading hopes for Ireland.
Yes, well,
and
if I can go as well as the Irish has just went in the hot laps, I'd be a very happy man. But
Yeah.
as I didn't finish the one of the heats at Hannisford, which hurt me, it put me well back. And the important thing is finishing 2 heats.
one of the things I just mentioned on with your co-Irishman, Clive Richardson, last week, was how he felt driving a classic compared to a national. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I grew up in the era of Mark II escorts, so I would choose a Mark II over a brand new national any day to race.
Do they give you more feel to your racing style?
It's a different racing style on the tyres. The grip with the tyres is just very suitable to my style of driving. Like, I've had the best in the nationals at James Jamison's car and had a lot of success with it. But having said that, if it was sitting here today, I would rather race the Mark II as race the national.
Very interesting
You know,
insight.
it's just, I found my home in Mark II classic
well,
racing,
we're
you know.
delighted that you're on board with us, and it's it just adds a lot more to how the series is progressing in Ireland. So thank you, Tom.
Okay,
All right,
100%.
have a great day.
Thanks.
Have a great day.
Dead
Thank
on.
you.
Okay, thanks.
I'm from Thomasville, and we have Carl Jones here next. Carl, great
Hi,
to
Rob.
see you.
And you, mate?
It's going to be changeable today. It looks like we've gone grey again, but you would like to stay dry, is that right?
I'm not bothered either way. If it rains, I'm still going to use 4 slicks.
Right, okay.
I mean, if it's torrential rain,
Well, so be it, but
we'll see.
yeah.
But on the whole, I'm going slicks, whatever.
And you're not suffering too much with the cold now that you just come back from working abroad?
No, I'm all happy, mate. Nice and chilled, which is a good sign.
Good.
Top the tan up a little bit,
Excellent.
but no, we're all good. We're
You're all good. And the car, therefore, you're feeling is good to go as well?
Yeah, we're happy with the car. We lack a little bit of power, but hey-ho, you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. But no,
It's delight that you're on board with us, and I mean, I understand that a new power may be in the offing for next year. See how
yeah.
things go.
no, there will be, definitely,
There will be.
definitely, yeah.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
great bonus that you're part of the crew. The car looks absolutely A1 as always, and
Thanks, mate.
you know, it's great to have you as part of the classic hot rod scene. So thank you, Carl.
And 3 minutes from my house.
Oh well, you can't beat that.
Happy days.
Beats 4.5 hours for me coming down this morning. I tell you.
I know.
Thank you very
Cheers.
much. All the
Thanks,
best.
mate.
Have a good day.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
So, having moved on from Carl and his approach to racing today, one of the most popular drivers who was taking part in Classic Hot Rods, Gary Dudley. Good afternoon to you, Gary.
Hello, Rob.
Great to see you again, and you have actually had a very good, consistent season so far.
Very reliable,
Yeah,
very reliable. I think we've only not finished one race all year, so
and a couple of race wins to boot.
yes, yeah,
Consistency has been the benchmark.
yes. So
That's really allowed you to be quite high up in the points,
Yeah.
and as I mentioned probably on the Classic Hot Rod page, a style of racing that seems to befit not only your own results but your fellow drivers as well. You know, you're
Yeah.
giving that style, that respect out there, and
Yeah.
it sometimes pays dividends, doesn't
yeah,
it?
hopefully, like I say, you got. I know it's always nice to have a win, but if you're going to win it, you got to finish as well. So you
Yeah.
got to kind of try and just hang on in there, and you got to wait for the day when you have a win. Like I say, finishing is the main aim, really. So, but
One of the features that I am judging with the drivers today is their thoughts on the weather. What are your thoughts for today's race?
they have obviously forecast a bit of rain, but to be honest, I don't mind racing in the wet or dry, really. So I'm quite happy to go with whatever we have, but we'll just see how we get on. And it was the only good thing at Aldershot the other week, where I was the only one out on slicks in the wet, and that paid dividends down there.
It did,
So
didn't it? Yeah. Although this
so-
is a very flat track, isn't it?
Yes.
With a very fine quality tarmac.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
wet will sit on top,
that
won't
will,
it?
that will. So we'll just have to wait and see what the weather does, and
Yeah.
see who makes the right decision.
All right. Look, thank you very much,
All right.
and all the best for today's race.
Okay,
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Gary. Now, an interesting feature to today's racing, as we mentioned, some of those cars that are not of the Ford variety, and this is an Opel Kadett of Alan Leonard. Now, Alan has raced just once so far this season at Tully Rowan in Northern Ireland, part of the Irish series, of course, and it has caused an awful lot of interest with this car. Anything that's of a different shape or design certainly always going to capture some of the interest and enthusiasm of the classic hot rod fans. And if we just carefully make our way across and around the corner here, it's great to see you.
No, I'm not having How are you, Rob?
It's very well to see you as well, sir.
Very good. How are you going?
Very well.
Good stuff, yeah.
You're part of the team, nevertheless.
Oh, yeah, we're here supporting, yes.
Yes, and
Alan's a great man forward. He shut off when he's in your
oh,
comments.
I know. You know,
He's
the
shy.
funny thing is, I was talking to him earlier on.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like telling us all about it. And, he said, as soon as you come along with that camera, I'm making
That's
a
right.
dive.
He's a good form. He's nervous enough, I think, about going out and you know, but still, it'll be enjoyable for him.
Well, I did say at the very beginning of our run here for the classic review that if we come across supporters or fans or the drivers themselves, we're going to be benchmarking an opinion.
That's it.
Watching the racing today, what do you think that the weather will have playing a part in today's event?
It'll be a big part of it, won't it, really? Do you know what I mean? Like,
do you think the tyre choice will be critical?
Of course it will, definitely. But hopefully, well, Alan is hoping for rain because he never brought wet with him, so it'll be definitely critical for him anyway. Yeah, but I know it'll be all down to the weather. But I'd say we'll be lucky enough. I'd say we'll be fine. You know,
good.
The guys are not out. First race I think is won.
They're going to be the look of the Irish then.
And hopefully they'll have a bit of luck and keep it all together. Is now what it's all about, isn't it?
Yeah, but no,
great entry cars.
All testament to Alan because the car itself looks it's of a different shape and design, and the look of it looks the part.
It is definitely. It's great, like, isn't it?
And a lot of people have created a lot of interest out of it. Good feedback, and that's what it's all
definitely,
about.
That's what it's all about. It's right. Yeah.
Right. But thank you very much.
We'll talk to you later, Rob. All right.
All right. All the best to both of you, and support for the team. All right. Now, from one Irishman, you can see one of the bespoke Mark IIs is also competing today. This is the 19 car of Anthony Moore, again coming from near Dublin in Ireland, and has already been able to benchmark his performance at both Tipperary and Tullyroan so far this year. And Anthony certainly has got the quality of car to really match the best of them racing in the English series. And, we were hoping to catch him, but he just seems to be away from his car at the moment. But we will carry on regardless. Moving on to 210, Huey, one of our senior racers, but one of the very best to be part of the classic hot rod formula. Huey, you could be classed as a driver that could be considered for a win today. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, I think I'm on long odds.
You think you're long odds?
Don't go back at me. Yeah.
But so far this year, you had said to me, I'd really like to see what this car does in the wet. Now, do you think that thought might be fulfilled?
I'm actually standing here praying for rain.
You are praying for rain?
I'm praying for rain.
So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see just how, I mean, clearly you'd feel comfortable in it. Who else do you think out on track could match that comfort zone that you feel that might be in?
Two of the older boys that really takes a beating, there's Donut, Lee Wood and them sort of people.
Yeah.
And Steve Lamley, I think he'd go all right in the rain.
So obviously tyre choice is going to be critical.
Yeah, you're going to need some wet tyres if it really rains, but these Avons are pretty good in the rain anyway. And this track, I've seen Donut beat Nationals on wets when he's been on slicks around this track. You know, so you should have a good old bit of fun if it's raining. We've never had a wet meeting yet.
Well, this is it. So I mean, we could even have hail for all we know today. It's going to be one of those. But I wish you all the very best. Thank you very much for your time to talk to us again, Hugh. And again, you always proved to be a very popular driver. So thank you.
It's a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure to be here.
All right. All the best to you now.
Thank you.
I speak John the phone or not? Yeah, thanks.
And before you speak on the phone, we'll have to have a word with you on video, won't we? And this is Trevor Cusack. He's the points champion from Ireland. Won it by just a whisker last year, didn't you?
That's on.
But he's bright and with this beautiful black car. Got the silver stripes on with the hint of the little green border on there, which suits this car down to the ground really there. Trevor, you've done a fair bit on it to have it ready for today, haven't you?
New shocks, new setup. Tested it last Sunday, I'm very happy. So
yeah, you've been out at your local track of Tipperary, haven't you? Which is a little bit similar to here.
Yeah, it should be, it looks it anyway.
Yeah.
And if it goes as well today as it did last Sunday, I'll be happy.
Good, because you've really been wanting to try and get into the groove with your racing this year. It hasn't quite hit the mark that you would normally like to be.
No, but we're getting there every day. So.
Yeah.
Once we keep reliability and keep finishing, that's what I want.
That's right. What are your aims for today's race? I mean, obviously you would like to win, but...
Oh yeah, well look, if I could get to the middle of the pack, I'd be happy.
Right.
And finish every race.
All right. So. Well, good luck to you today, and glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Trevor.
See you again.
This, of course, is the 101 car of John Bowring. We might as well talk to Charlie just as he goes past, because he's going to come back to us, he swears. But it just gives us a chance to have a look at these cars again as we pan round in the pit area. It's a gorgeous part of the pits here at Ipswich that we are having to show off these cars. Nice relaxed atmosphere amongst the trees, and really the cars themselves being quite an attraction to the fans as they're enjoying the atmosphere at Ipswich this speed weekend. But Charlie's just passing by. We'll just have a quick word with him if we may, just so that he's alleviated the pressure. But we did speak to Huey a moment ago, Charlie, about the fact that he'd like a rain dance, and so would you.
Yes. Maybe we should get together.
Stop that ground a bit more.
That's it.
You've always felt quite comfortable racing in the wet, haven't you?
Yes. Yeah.
He's actually just indicated to one of his fellow drivers that he's coming along with a battery to assist, I think that is. So
I've actually got it going, which we couldn't get it going before.
You were helping out Keith Cheshire, I understand.
Yeah.
And, hopefully everything. Well, this is
We've got to help each other.
Yeah, well, it's been a good example of how the community of the classic hot rod drivers come together to help each other out and enjoy the social side of it as much as the racing.
Yeah, that's right. Well, Keith helped us out when we were up in Scotland, but you know me, always help out if we can.
Well, of course, yeah.
That's the nature of this, the nature of our formula, really.
That's right. Do you feel that the tyre choice will be critical for today then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very much so.
And you've been busy with the car. This is your second engine that you've got in for today.
Yeah. This is our spare engine.
Right.
Our other engine is not ready yet, so hopefully a few weeks' time it'll be back.
Okay.
We'll just have to see how it goes.
Well, thank you very much for giving us a little bit of an insight, Charlie, and best of luck for today.
Thank you.
Okay. So there he goes, walking away into the distance with the battery. That's 121 Charlie Shembry, and of course just having a look at his car here, ablaze with his sponsors and his colours and his Italian theme. So that's 121 for you.
Have you been out in practice?
Not practice.
So don't forget, we've got 28 cars racing today. It's the largest field that we've ever had with the classic hot rods. Coming from all four corners of the UK. We've spoken to a number of the Irish contingent, and we just mentioned at 162 Keith Cheshire with this car, which is built with the theme of his late father Malcolm. But he is very busy at the moment, just working on the engine of that car. He's had some little problems with the twin carbs on there, so hopefully everything will be breathing right. How's things going, Keith? Is it under pressure or fingers crossed?
Fingers crossed.
Right, okay. Well, it just gives you a bit of an insight as to how the drivers still prepare for today's racing. Right, we will move on. Moving past the 232 car of Brett Snep, driver who impressed last week at Hednesford Hills, taking his first victory. As you can hear, fingers crossed for Keith as he seeks to get the engine going on the 162 car just behind us. And the car of Andy Stewart, double points champion with classic hot rods, and of course always fancied as a hot favourite in any race. Had a little bit of lack of fortune just last week at Hednesford, and indeed he missed the previous meeting at Aldershot when unfortunately he had a flooded house, and therefore that prevented him from competing that day. The defending champion, of course, is 333 Lee Wood, with this car, which has essentially been entirely rebuilt from the winter crash at Wimbledon Raceway, and been keeping a lower profile with the car as he seeks to dial it in for the racing itself, but hopefully feeling a lot more confident now. This, of course, is the car of 144 Tim Foxlow. Red, white and blue, very patriotic.
Brexit car.
Indeed. And if we rate him, just a few words while we consider how you have gone in the time that you now come back. What were your thoughts following your racing at Hendersford?
Well, firstly, I enjoyed it. I think that's the main thing. We had to get used to it. We'd not driven the car before, so the first race, I got new brake pads in, and it was a case of getting used to it. The second race, we were really on it. We came through from the back up to third, and then we touched wheels, not the steering now, and then we had a mechanical problem with the engine in the final that we got sorted on the Monday. So, enjoyed it. Again, it'll be a learning curve today. There's a lot of cars out there. Traditionally, we go quite well here, so we'll see. But again,
one of the things that we remarked on was I was just talking to Tom Stilley about your previous car, and how he sort of coincided with your own thoughts as to how the car came on in the latter part of the race.
Yeah.
How do you feel therefore the balance of the 2 litre power is coming to fruition for you now? There's obviously going to be a different approach to your driving style.
I'll tell you at 8 o'clock tonight. I think, you know, the crossflow in the Spanker is a lighter engine, and therefore that car comes strong towards the end of a race because he's not pushing his tyres off, and he will continue to do so. It'll be nice to do 25 laps at full speed with this and see where we go, but clearly Andy's proven it can do. So it was interesting to get the torque on the 2 litre and let that pull it out of the bends and do. So we'll see. Come and see me later tonight and I'll tell you.
Well, good luck. Thank you very much indeed.
Thanks,
Tim.
Rob.
All the best.
Cheers.
Right, well that gives us a bit of an insight into just some of the drivers that are racing so far in the National Championship. We'll just draw a line to this point in proceedings, and we'll take a view at some of the other drivers shortly.